afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another riveting, another amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Reich, Defender of the Fatherland, your Lord and Master, your God, Emperor of Mankind, off here till 1 vs 1 on Kholodny Ferma summer. The setting is 1944, somewhere in eastern France. The Germans are mounting a counterattack to force back the Allies here with 112th Panzer Brigade. Versus in the west we got here, we'll just call him Donny, fighting for America, freedom and democracy. Just a pair of dots, Donny. With heavy cavalry, rifle company and infantry company forms up the 2nd Armored Division with triple infantry versus Spanky's Jaeger armor, Blitzkrieg and fortified armor. With an MG42 there. Lots of pioneers actually. Could it be a tier 2 rush we're seeing here from Spanky? An interesting move here. Double rifleman for Donny. Standard. Get a lot of riflemen. Kick in some doors. Shoot some crowds. Start. Cancel one of the pioneers set for another machine gun. Realizing he is up against the Americans. And it kind of want extra machine guns versus the Americans. It tends to be a very good investment, at least in my own personal experience. Triple infantry bullets is there by for both sides. Riflemen hit, pioneers advancing as well. They're slowly mounting their own business until they appear. The riflemen. M1 Garand setting out, pioneers kicking the door, tumbling in through and setting up position with MP40s, which of course will not be having much of an impact on the riflemen at this range. Third rifle on the way there for Donny. MG40 setting up riflemen as well. Quick suppression. There's Bob there, stacking set a few centimeters too far, and suddenly found himself rushed down there by the pioneers as well. Good move there. Pioneers and MG42 can be an interesting tactical composition, as the MG42 suppresses something they can't defend them easily. They can usually rush in the pioneers, and that way force them away if they aren't fast enough, or get some kills. So double machine guns, triple pioneers here for Spanky and the 112th Panzer Brigade. We got rifle company here from Donny right off the bat. That means flamethrowers and other fun stuff. Oh, got into the house there before the MG42. Bad news for Spanky's MG42. I mean, he might try and just fire here through the front door on the tripod. That's going to look a bit funny there. Let us in, you shice-eating Americans. No, you're just going to shoot us. They're going to do that anyway. Let's just get to the, cut the middleman. You got a mortar moving up counter the machine guns, and certainly with the minutes build he's got going at the moment. Mortar for that is going to be a pretty good choice here for Donny. He needs to retreat that MG42 now. Schnell, in fact, in the south, they got the M4 holding up the rifle squad. Of course, this confirms to Donny. He's dealing with the bastard with these two machines, also no infantry. And whoa, what is this? We now get an infantry company? Is Spanky putting some sort of mind game here? Just lying his bone to thinking, alright, this guy's going for the tier 2 rush. What's a tier 2 rush? Sorry, shut up. It's just speak, man. We just talk like that. But basically, making his opponent think it's a tier 2 rush, in which case, of course, he's going to try and counter that. Instead, he then makes a fast go into heavy tier 1. Might it be then he's actually planning a tier 3 rush instead, and again, he's trying to fool his opponent into 2 rush, in which case, that's some pretty serious mind games Spanky's got going on here. You can read more in Mind Games with Spanky, the Telltale Book. Now available in your bookstores, 10 feet below the ground. Rifle reinforcing, triple rifle, mortar reactions here, triple pioneers, doubling for 2, and there'll probably then be grenadiers here from Spanky. But again, this sort of build order is highly unusual. But again, if I were to hazard a guess again, it's a tier 3 rush then, I guess, meant to look like a tier 2 rush. I just can't quite wrap my head around it. I'm guessing that's kind of the point of it. It's just meant to really confuse your opponent. Again, he thinks one thing, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got bamboozled by Deutschland. You got Deutsch-boozled. Pioneers imported us rifleman here. Gonna be squad number 1. Almost done here for Spanky. Rifleman there forced back with heavy casualties. Pioneers are up against rifleman mortar here. And we got to push it for the calf point. Good move there by Donny. Up north, pioneers keep moving a bit. They're going for the calf point. Spanky keeps up the pressure for the fatherland as Donny, of course, looks to return the favour. He's got a first flame for the squad up here, which of course will be helpful. And certainly going to be a bit of pain there for Spanky to deal with on the right side. So there go double pioneers attacking the riflemen, catching them in a storm of schmeisses. Almost got a rifle squad right there using just pioneers. Excellent work there by Spanky. Going there for the cut-off point. Fuel pylons being seized here by Donny as well. We got Sam Explorer to help protect them. Of course, only works if there's someone there to protect them. The critical flaw there in Spanky's defensive tactics. MD4 to bring in, that's got a quick little run here, but MD4 needs troops down there to support. More grenadiers on the way there for Spanky. Of course, at this stage, Maggie and Donny's going to be thinking, wait, what? Did you just go for grenadiers all of a sudden? But so far, Lieutenant out. Likely going to be an anti-aircraft after something else. Almost got an M42. That's going to be quite a blow there to Spanky. Might have been a mistake. The M4 in this case, it does not get wiped, preserving the otherwise would say precious veterancy, since a veteran's 1 M42 with its anti-armor piercing rounds can be quite useful, in particular if you don't have any anti-tank weapons. They're going for light vehicles. In that regard, a well-timed incendiary armor piercing round usage can really ruin some American vehicles. Back here we got reinforcement here going, medic bunker up already there. No take up yet for Spanky, certainly looking like a tier 3 rush with an extended tier 1, in which case of course quickly moves to tier 2 and then swiftly into tier 3. Doctrinally he doesn't quite have anything to like cover it up, which is kind of the risk in this situation. Like if anything goes wrong, he can't say call in stormtroopers with Panther 6, there's no Pumas, there's no plan B in that sense, except having to actually go for the light to mechanized company, thusly undercutting the tier 3 rush. So it's a bit risky here for Spanky, to be honest. And we got the anti-aircraft after them away as well to see if he actually goes for tier 2. In the end, if he does try to stick the course to tier 3. That's going to be quite a test here for Spanky. MD4 up in the rear echelons. We got Pioneers moving in. In the centre, we got a bit of skirmish from here with Grenadiers moving forward into the 2 rifle squads. Not a good development there for Spanky's Grenadiers. A deadly crossfire, which they may not survive. We got the second M4 coming up here for Spanky, so that one is being bombarded and bedazzled there by Donny's mortar fire. Half-tech halfway done. Grenadiers there absolutely pushed off the field. Tech down there for Spanky and the 112th Panzer Brigade. Push here for the cut-off point. Going straight here for the mortar crew. Grenadiers make it against the riflemen. Catching a bit off guard here. Rifling off an attempt to catch him. In this case though, Donny was faster than Spanky. Still got a single kill there, but in the end that rifle grenade did not quite have the impact that Spanky had hoped for. Now he's going to lose his fuel again. Though again, on the other hand, he is still denying Donny fuel as well. So it's not quite fully off of there for Spanky, and of course it's not fully amazing either for Donny. So both players are basically seeking to keep the other one's fuel flow in check, which of course is the important bit to do. Also well remembered, apparently some Patreon requested it, but happy birthday Torben. May you have a nice day, and while we're at it, you know, big thanks to Martin for pledging and Patreon support the Propagandacast that way. So, you know, just a quick note there. Moving on to the fight as well. Just wanted to remember it. Got half-tech moving up there, catching them forcing a bad spot. He's been able to get to set up the heavy car first. Might have been worked out better. He's popping the incendiary armor piercing rounds, but it's going to get outmaneuvered and just get blasted. Didn't quite work out there for Spanky, I'm afraid. Worked out well though for Donny here. Up north, MD4 moving in there with Pioneers and Grenadiers trying to push off. Donny here from the north. Machine Gunner's going to have its flank exposed in the south. Half-tech piece up, then murder it away if he wants to. Back here, yeah, it is a tier 3 rush here for Spanky, though he doesn't quite have enough fuel to really make it work. He could, in fact, find himself forced to go for the light to mechanized company because he has no real counter for the half-track. He's got no real serious fuel income, so the longer this goes on, the worse it could look for Spanky. So there's a potential there, but at least he's got the tech part of the rush down. I mean, a lot of players, when they try, back when it was really, the hit thing to do is the Wehrmacht, tended to struggle in actually, getting the rush part right and actually getting to tier 3 fast. That was usually their big issue. And Spanky's got it right. He doesn't have the resources to actually, make the full run here for it. So again, he could be forced to go for the light to mechanized company, no matter how much it pains him, because again, doctrinally, he has no plan B. There is no backup. No Panther trick wielding stormtroopers, no Pumas, no nothing, nada. That's basically Spanky's challenge here. Will he actually... He is going for it. He is sticking to the course 100%. He believes in it. Good God. That is some absolute courage there from Spanky. And Donny, of course, I imagine, still sort of confused. Wait, he was supposed to rush tier 2 and... What? Gonna do something out. MD4 going to get northwards as well. MD4 setting up. There we go. He might be able to. He should have timed it better. He tries again, but once more, it takes a few seconds to get going. In which case, the half-tech is already on the side. This is kind of where he needed something to screen the machine gun, so to spot the half-tech and try to set it up there, which he just done it instinctively. In this case, the MD4 there, veteran 2 is going to get wiped here, and that's going to be lost there for Spanky to put very mildly roughing it off. Note though that even if Spanky's losing control, he's still trying to push northwards. He's not just trying to, you know, butt his head into a wall and hope the wall basically gives in to his furious head banging. A nice skill to have, by the way, but he's so far not encountering any sort of ease here from Donny, who is just giving him every beating he can sort of imagine. Got an MD-42 now, which is definitely lost there for Spanky. Northern push once more faltered in the face of American aggression. We got Punies trying to sneak up here behind. He's basically forcing Donny to have to dispatch forces from the front line to the rear lines. So a clever move there. In this case, the half-track is sort of being sent in. That's still not quite, I think, creating the gap here that Spanky needs to really gain back some fuel to again then push out some armor. He's going to have to rush out either Stug or Ostring for this, and considering now the increasing fuel disparity between the two, a Stug is going to, I think, make the most sense here for Spanky. I mean, he could go for the Ostring, but at this rate, Donny's going to be able to push out a medium tank faster than Spanky, in which case the Stug's going to be the better option. Unless he does end up with a light to make us complete, which of course will delay the Stug, but at least he'll have a pack and maybe some Panzer Grenadiers. Right now, Donny is just stalling Spanky's progress. He's pinning him down and beating him up, while possibly even stealing his lunch money. Yeah, we got the light to make us complete up. Spanky basically had to bite the bullet on this one. To accept that this is a grandiose Operation Barbarossa-esque plan of a Tier 3 rush has been thwarted. That the Americans here would not give in like a, you know, house with if you kicked in the rotten door and the entire thing collapses. Sadly for Spanky, but Donny was more resilient in this. So we'll have to see what Spanky does next. He's of course pushing forward for Germany, Deutschland, assaulting the Americans. A desperate counterattack here. Panzerfaust off in the half-track again. And toward the blast gun. It was actually really close to wiping the machine gun. It is incredibly on health. The only thing that's keeping the last gun alive there is basically just bold eagles staring at him from above, just willing him to keep fighting. Got them before to the blast gun again, and the mortar coopers in that back. Eventually to the other machine gun as well. Very good there for Spanky. No sign of the Pack 40 yet, or Panzer Grenadier. He definitely should add something with some serious punch here. Deutschland demands punch. Not the sort of stuff you drink, but you know, the stuff where you hit someone with a fist. An armoured fist. Right, got the Pack 40 here. Fortunately, Donny has yet to take up, which is then a bit of relief here. I managed for Spanky. We got double high near the lieutenant. The MP40 is basically overwhelmed the remaining unit here. We got the rest of the flamethrowers ready to toast some krauts. And once more, the MP42 is in a pretty bad spot. This time, though, Pack 40 is on the way here for Spanky. Armor is still some time off here. And the Pioneers has been rushed off as well. I mean, this is just absolutely horrific for Spanky. Donny is just in total control here with the 2nd Armored Division. The 112th Panzer Brigade has run into a serious wall. A wall of freedom. Sending troops northwards again. We got the Pack 40 out, the Panzerabwehrkanone 40. Primary anti-tank of the German army throughout the late stages of the war, though in cases they didn't have enough of them, so some units would have to make do with Pack 38s or converted Russian field guns. We actually saw some greater degree of usage as anti-tank weapons as well. Panzer Grenadiers squad on the way to the Spanky to add some more infantry assault elements, which is good. I think a lot of people tend to look a bit down on the Panzer Grenadiers, but well utilised, they can give you quite a boost there when attacking, and they're great for working with armour. And if the changes in the Commander Revamp update goes through, they'll be quite even more solid with vehicles and armour to work together with. But there you go, another push in the north again. He's not going to try and attack into here where Donny is prepared. He's going to try and make, you know, push through the north, where he's assuming that Donny isn't very focused and concentrated, which he actually isn't. So good read on the situation by Spanky, though again his tier 3 rush rather failed miserably and obviously slightly undercuts the other successes that he's having. Moving ahead here, we've got Panzer, they're catching Rifle out in the open, doing some heavy damage with the Sturmgewehrs, 44. Flammenwerfers also just landing some heavy hits here. We could see wipe against the Rifle with a bit of luck there for Spanky, and there we go. First wipe through. Very good there for Spanky, a bit of progress for once. I mean, obviously he's still got a long way to go and many American to kill. And Donny's still in a very strong position, but still getting one wipe is usually even a small victory there. But see, with the Americans, they do sort of mid to late game. If you begin actually getting wipes on them, it does tend to take the wind out of them. In this case, Donny still has a massive manpower float, so possibly not quite as bad as it could have been. Got the half to move forward there, Pack 40 ready, but not quite within the arc of fire. Oh, there we go, gets a hit, down to half health. Punches the thing with the can, they're heading for the fuel point in the south as well. Troops are healing, reinforcing, is some not too far from armor. We got the major there, run off, which means of course Donny can soon commit to the EC8. He could also just of course go for a regular Sherman, which would be faster, but the EC8 does have more health, more armor, a few other benefits. But in particular the health there that sort of tends to be very good, as it means you can absorb more hits in general, and you like when your staff absorbs more hits. Another Panzer squad here for Spanky. Still some time off there from any armor, in which case having more Panzer grenadiers on the field of course present more threat here to Donny's infantry. Back here healing reinforcement, Panzer Grenadier squad number 2 almost done there for Spanky. And we got a 50 caliber head for Donny, adding in more machine guns here, more suppressive firepower. After reinforcing, there you go, you see it almost done as well here for Donny for the second armoured. Pack 40 lands another excellent hit. We got Veterans 1 on it. Blizzard as a rifleman. Panzer Grenadier squad number 2 arriving for the 112th Panzer Brigade. Fun fact, Panzer Brigades are one of the first, larger formations to actually use assault rifles on infantry sort of in larger numbers. Fun fact. And we go, some EC8 out here for Donny, adding 50 caliber as well, very good. Spanky though is seconds away from a Stug, and he's gonna need it. There's just no way around that one. He needs the Sturmgeschütz. It is his savior, his redeemer, his own personal anti-tank Jesus, assault gun Jesus in this situation. Particularly with the EC8 about, I need something that can really just plug some holes in it, while being reasonably mobile about it. Spanky, use the Stug, use it. There we go. Sturmgeschütz. In up north here we got machine gun being assaulted by pioneers. Panzers, we've got other pioneers hanging back. Sadly doesn't have ammunition here for Telemann. Telemann would be, I think, a great choice here for Spanky. We could find the resources somehow for it. Troops moving up, he's strength to the Panzers and the MD-42 thwarting the infantry move here for Donny. But we got a Sherman tank here rapidly moving up. Panther 40 about to get maneuvered. Machine gun getting hammered here by artillery. Howitzer and mortify. Good work there by Donny. There you go, Sherman flank out. A really nice flank overall there by Donny on Spanky's tank. And there you go, half tank for the other side. Really just completely punishing Spanky here for, I think, leaving his flank way too exposed. And also just a slightly awkward movement here. Pack forward the man to turn this slightly around, maybe, but he's at a high risk there of losing, in which case Donny could just nab it and turn it against Spanky, in which case this Duke is not going to get very far at all. He's down 284 here versus Donny's 446. Troops in reinforcing, Sturmgeschütz gefechtsbereit. Could benefit with a pin-up machine in there for the added anti-infantry. But of course it's just me, though it is, I mean, it's a pretty cheap upgrade. I mean, 30 munitions. That's not exactly going to break the bank. Not even the Reichsbank. Panzer's Grenadiers pioneering southward. Stug there hanging back, waiting for some tasty American panzers to get into sight. Note the Panzer Brigades initially did not have Stugs, but the later series, there were I think overall 2 major series. There's about 3 series. The later ones rather had Stugs equipment alongside Panther 4, since they rather began running out of Panthers and other things than initial brigades been equipped with. Slow fun fact, we got the Stug moving in here. Getting the EC8, there we go, shoots and misses. Not exactly an auspicious start there for the Stug's arrival on the battlefield. There you go, second shot hits, but bounces off the EC8's armour. Then isn't a bit of trouble. Still, he has forced away the EC8s. That's, I suppose, some sort of victory there for Spanky up north. Assault is completely bogging down in a storm of suppressive fire, whereas men just can't breach here Donny's strong point, a stronghold of democracy, freedom, American family values. Got the easy moving about here. Sturmgeschütz there, hanging back, waiting for that pesky American Panzer to appear and then punch it full of holes. Another pack forward on the way. That's of course he's lost one hit to Donny. And did he actually destroy that? He just doesn't care about it. It seems to be that he doesn't care about it. He can't see it. Ooh. Almost could have gotten some shots in the half track. In this case, just completely bypassed it. Spanky's holding on, but it is looking pretty grim here for the German army. Panzergrenadiers, I definitely think, doing some good work here. We got 10 kills, 6 kills. 10 kills in the Grenadier squad, they're the one that remains. Troops are healing and enforcing for Spanky for the German army. And there you go, heading for the southern victory point to somehow gain control there. Stuck still hanging back for Spanky. Grenadiers caught here, but then before turning the church force back. Another easy hit tank here on the way for Donny. That's going to be a bigger problem here for Spanky. That's probably going to require another Stuck. 3G, I think you really have a chance of stopping that, seriously. Pioneers moving forward here, using the train to get close enough. Very good work. Unfortunately, a bit of trouble. We got the Eastman here. The Stuck needs to be careful. Vorsicht, Vorsicht, Sturmgeschütz. Achtung, wir werden beschossen. Amerikanischer Panzer. Stuck opening up here in the Sherman. In the south here, we got infantry moving forward. Their Pioneers doing with the Campbell. It's just not enough. Sherman outmaneuvered. Got a smoke down as well from Donny. Excellent work here. So Spanky didn't quite fully buy. He might lose the Sherman here. The EC8 to the Sturmgeschütz. Veterans 1 by very good here in the south. Pioneer squad wiped. Quite a loss there for Spanky at this stage. Can't really afford any losses, but he still has 2 Pioneer squads, so he can still repair his Stuck fast. Second EC8 out here though for Donny. More tanks on the way here for second armor to punch in the Kraut's noses. Heading for the field point there. Donny still remains in control. He might want to consider laying down some mines with his re-echelons here and there, or even some fighting positions to make it harder for Spanky to make any sort of sudden thrusts through his territory. That way, slowing him down and getting more time for the rest of Donny's forces to react. That could be an option there for Donny to consider here versus Spanky. Troops healing and enforcing. Preparing for the next big counterattack against the Krauts. Stuck here is seeing repairs. Panzer squad divides veteran 2, that is great, and there you go, veterans 1 the other. Panzer Grenadier squad engaging the Yankees. There you go, geballte Ladung. And we got Blitzkrieg here from Spanky. I'm assuming this is going to mean a command tank to help support his troops. I mean, in the current situation, the command tank would just make his men and armor a bit harder to kill, giving just a few more precious moments here on the battlefield. And this is probably what Spanky at the moment is hoping for, plus the command tank can help versus the infantry. So, while I personally prefer another Stuck here, I can understand the logic of the command tank. I mean, it's also better than the Ostman against infantry anyway, so I mean, overall, pretty good choice. In that sense, still, Donny still has, of course, a lot of infantry. Of course, it does mean if it gets flanked, the Stuck is still in a bit of the sticky spot, but on the other hand, ahead on the fight, the command tank might just allow the Stuck to survive, say, one more hit. On the right here, though, bit of a mistake, I think, there by Spanky, moved his Stuck too far ahead there. Damaged engine, not good at all. That could have been a misclick, I guess, but not the best move there. Panzer squad there, I think, needs to evacuate the church before that gets turned into a tomb.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Gonna use it as the media in the south, and there you go, the first Panzerwagen out here for Spanky. My God, these Americans, does he get paid by the bullet? No, the Americans, yeah. We got the Panzer IV command tank out here with its Sturmelkanone, which was used on a lot of, shall we say, lighter vehicles at this stage of the war. Half tracks, for example, equipped with it. Armoured cars were equipped with it. Little fun fact there. Meant to provide artillery support and then sends at least close level support there. There you go, you see, unfortunately, the Stuck and the Pak 40 takes a penetrating hit. Might take 2, but in this case, not quite enough reach here on Spanky's Panzer up there. Note about the Stuck at this stage of the war, by late 1944-45, the Stuck was pretty much just tossed in where it was like, you know, it was the most produced armoured fighting vehicle. They in many cases was shortage elsewhere, so the Stucks could find themselves fighting as a tank destroyer battalions. It could be used as a tank in tank battalions. I mean, it basically got used where they had it. Machine gun back up in the south and instant move. They're not a bad one, considering how low he is on victory points. And of course, could make it harder there for Donny just to rush down. Smoke screen off here, I think, from the Sherman as a mortar. It's a mortar, very good there. Isolating the front here from the rest. Ensuring, for example, there's not any needed anti-tank support here for the command tank against the EC8. Machine gun bunker, they almost got this on victory point defended. Stroop moving forward, seems to be careful here, a bit mindful, and there you go. EC8 moves into the pack 40, the Panzerkanone strikes Germany. Panzers advancing, 2 squads to the rations, easily forcing the way there, 12 and 10 kills. And there you go, machine gun bunker worked out there for Spanky in the end. Stroop reports on the rifle here. Well, MG42 is doing it. The Stroop doesn't have machine guns, so he can just look menacing, to be honest. He can just look menacing. Also note, this is an early model Stug. You can tell that on the gun mantle. Later model Stugs will have more rounded mantle, like have a high chance of just bouncing shots. They would also have a slightly different machine gun here, and they would also more commonly have a coaxial machine gun on top of that, meaning they had 2 machine guns. Since again, they were assault guns, they meant to support infantry versus other infantry and all that, in which case, having so machine guns does help versus other infantry. Command entering out. Here we go. Ooh, Panzerjäger's up. It seems like he went for his most veteran Panzer Grenadier squad to do that. I definitely feel like that was a mistake there by Spanky. I mean, he should have gone for the less experienced one for it. Since, I mean, the faster you can get those chaps of veteran 3, and of course, just murder weight infantry, the better. I mean, veteran 3 Panzer Grenadiers are great versus infantry. Sherman here versus the Stuke and the command tank. Command tank, they're dealing with the supporting machine guns and infantry. Panzer squad, they're pushed back as well. Heading for the northern point, but this time half to those nearby. White Fuss was called in here on Spanky's position as well, disrupting his defense here. Very good move there by Donny, though he might want to consider launching some sort of armoured flank here, at least a larger smoke machine. He wants to attack Spanky head on. Stug halfway to veteran 2, and there we go. Looks like we're going to see a flank attempt to move about here, though again he could also be moving in to just clear out the bunker, which isn't a half bad idea either. Leeson's going to probably hit for the fuel. We got a Pioneer squad. We got a Jackson away there for Donny. A good choice here to help us with the armour, though he could also just commit, I think, to another EC8 for more aggression, also put more pressure on the infantry. But the Jackson is definitely going to make Spanky's day a bit more miserable. He's down to 94 versus Donny's 421. Like, Donny is in control. Though Spanky's definitely trying as much as possible to somehow regain that control. They're being pushed back straight past the command tank Pioneers, and soon the ND42. We could see a white lead against Donny. There you go, Leeson's annihilated. Stug moving in, halfway to veteran. That's actually his veteran 2. We got target read point as well to make it hard here for the Sherman to respond, react. There we go. Main gun out, so heat round wasn't necessarily useful. Jackson moving in here, command tank moving in. Need to be careful with the Stug. Pop smoke. Good hit on the Jackson though. Main gun out on the Stug. There we go. Pop smoke. Pack 40 lands a good hit there. EC8 driving away through here, and the Stug. The Jackson just panics and retreats, allowing the Stug, without its gun and with the damaged engine, to actually get out of there. Holy smokes. Close call there for Spanky, Sturmgeschütz crew. I just need to fix that as fast as possible. He's got 2 Pioneer squads that can prioritise for paying the Stug, though I'd probably recommend pulling a bit further back here so it doesn't get caught up in another attack and just get destroyed. That would be a huge shame there for Spanky to lose his Stug this close to it. We got the Panzerjägers attacking the base here. I'm guessing going to try and look for something to destroy. In this case, the ambulance. One rocket connects, the other misses. My God, I thought you could hit things. Well, you're no big things. I can't hit an ambulance. I mean, do you know how much the Americans invest into the healthcare system? I mean, look at these ambulances. They're terrible. Terrible engineering. Terrible stock. Who cares? Just destroy it. Lieutenant flanking up here. Nice push through there. Halfway fixed, but the main gun is still out. The engine is out. He should have pulled it back, I think, further. There you go, Lieutenant. And of course, this signals to Donny where the Stug is. And of course, more importantly, the Stug is an easy target. This is a pretty dangerous situation, I think. We might get Lieutenant here, which is going to be great here then for Spanky. There you go, White Foster's called in to just further disrupt. You got the EC8 moving up, Jack's moving in. Pack 40 is nearby, but he's going to need more armor. He's going for another Stug here. And not that necessarily in certain situations, but mostly those are situations if you had the Stug, then it looks like the Stug's about to go down in the blaze of flame from the Pioneers, going straight into the white phosphorus, which is not helping them either. Got a wipe here though, mortar correction. Now it looks like Dots wasn't paying attention. There goes Stug, is kaput. Quite a blow there to Spanky. Still getting some wipes and will help. And there you go, got another unit wiped here. Panzer going to use it, veteran 3, 24 kills. Great stuff there for Spanky. Certainly this seems to be the one thing that's carrying him, I think, the most so far this match at this stage, the Panzer Grenadiers. Do not underestimate veteran 3 Panzer Grenadiers, they are great. Seeing the Panzer Void backed up by the command tank, Panzer, because they're of course supporting with infantry support. And there we go, directly on the Jackson, direct from the Jackson on it. The command tank moving up as well. Pretty risky move here, I think, by Spanky, but he needs to be aggressive. He's down to 94. Best an opponent with 362. And might just be able to wipe the MD4 too, which would be great for Spanky, putting that one out of its misery. There we go, wiped it, come out. Oh, Panzer will take a direct hit here. Panzerjäger's Grenadiers, Panzer's doing what they can. We got White Phosphorus called in. Oh, artillery actually called in. It was actually a decoy. Well, I can't tell, but looks like it's not a decoy. Yep. He used the Major then to actually recruit the machine gun. Certainly, I think, indicating how desperate Donny is in the current circumstances. How bad he needs to keep Spanky off the points. Quick harassment to the south there. Good move, good move. Panzer almost good to go here for Spanky. Troops back healing, reinforcing. No tier 4 there attempted by Spanky, which obviously makes a lot of sense, but you never know. 9 kills, 1 then befehls Panzerwagen. We got another EC on the way there for Donny, which is going to put him 2 tanks and a tank destroyer. Plus we got more rifles to replace the losses he suffered. Very good. See with the amount of pressure the Panzer Grenadiers are applying, more infantry to hold them back is going to be quite crucial. He could of course consider another machine gun. He's also beginning to move about here, realising that so far Spanky is more focused centre south, so perhaps leaving all of that up north might be not the most efficient. Of course now he's going to get punished, because now is the time Spanky strikes. Defending the centre, we got Panzerjägers, Panzer Grenadiers moving in here. We got troops heading south. At this time the 50 caliber is going to be ready for, and in fact such an eventuality. Guts over there by Donny. Just in time somewhat, though of course it does leave the north open, but of course you can counterattack here with armour and force back Jerry's. Got these being hit by the veteran 2, good work there by Donny and by the 2nd Armoured. And we got a second pack 40 out here for Spanky. No Sturmgeschütz yet. There we go, we got the Jackson here for the command tank, almost got it. We got a hasty Blitzkrieg maneuver there. And the half tank's back in action as well. In the centre, MD42 mounting a heroic defence. Tank just holding back. He's not going to want to get too close. He doesn't know if there's anything hiding with a Panzerfaust. Of course, there's also Pack 40s nearby, and he does not want to get into contact with those, I imagine. There you go, Pack 40 on the scene. Veteran 2, by the way. Punching holes in the Sherman the size of something very large. My god, this anti-tank gun's punching holes in the tanks the size of cows. Cows aren't that small, Terrans. They aren't? No. Have you ever been to the country? Oh. Rather than they're getting pinned down, we got Panzerjägers there hiding about, ready to ambush any tank and fill them with the rockets. MD42, they're almost done. Big 2 points by 76 versus 340 feet. Panzerjägers there moving ahead. We got the MD4 troop hiding carrying fire. Spanky might want to consider some mortars supposed to deal with this, or just to push forwards. In the south, another machine gun bunker up here for Spanky to replace the one lost. And the sudden move here, Spanky suddenly committing to double mortars. A small mortar battery is being assembled here by Spanky, as Donny's doing nothing about his own mortar battery. Pushing to the south, he should probably try and flank. At least lay down a smoke screen here, and should not be rushing the Jackson on his own. He obviously doesn't know what's waiting for him, but this could still end up a bit poorly there. Straight into the command tank, which lands a hit. Regular Panzer turns about as well, and doesn't get a hit. Still, the command tank does help a bit here. Troops hold it by the machine gun bunker. First mortar is done, and Spanky is indeed going for double mortars. The second one is not being cancelled here. Panzer dealing with the rifle and center because here Wipers doesn't realise it. Oh! Almost there, and yes, Iron Cross second class for everyone. Jackson moving about here, getting flanked by Pack 40. We got the command Panther moving up, main gun up. We got the command tank nearby as well. This is going to be a close shave here. Panther 4 moving a bit faster than the command. Jackson's turret can keep up with it. Command tank taking a hit right from there, pinned down. E-Shade moving up. Jackson almost dead. Shot went through the command tank. Pack 40 nearby. E-Shade moving forward. There you go. Got the command tank. Oh, Jackson, the command tank is veteran 2 on the other hand, but he might go down here to the EZ8. Panther 4 still trying to escape here. The wrath of Patton as the EC8s move forward here, getting hammered by the Pack 40s, all moving forwards. There you go, EC8 down, heavy armor losses in both sides. Command tank kaput as well. Utter carnage, utter destruction. Spanky's holding on by 41 points here as Donny just relentlessly hammers away. Finally smokes up because the troops have just been dying pointlessly by the victory point. And nice losing the center victory point as well here. Might be that Donny tried to bite off more than he can chew. In this case, Spanky saw an opportunity to punish Spanky and did it. But he's going to need more armor. Stoots I still think would be great here, and maybe some more punts are going to deal it. Donny settling for regular Shermans now, plus more rifle. He's been taking some heavy losses here as Spanky is pushing back hard for the fatherland. And I imagine the double mortars is not going to make it any easy here for Donny to defend. The machine guns are going to be much easier targets for double mortars. And there you go, could see the machine gun go down here in a blaze of not too great glory. Panther 4 still need the repairs badly. Pack 40 alongside the command bunker hunting about. We got telemines down here from Spanky as well. Got the EC8 there being fixed up. Ambulance could do some repairs as well. Or maybe just some tape. 21 kills in the MD42. We got the regular Sherman out. We got the EC8 good to go as well here. Smokes and then a push for the center victory point. Could probably work out here for Donny and for the second armor. Another shoot on the way there for Spanky for the 112 Panzer Brigade. Correct here. Again, no smokes, and obviously the smoke comes rather late. Should have been, I think, a bit more pre-planned there by Donny, to be honest. Could have been executed better. In the end, things did not quite work out there. Instead, he ends up taking heavy and I would say unnecessary damage, to be honest here. As Spanky's defenses just have a field day. 23 kills there with the MD42. Panther 4 they're being fixed up. Sturmgeschütz number 2 arriving there for Spanky. $322 points left here for Donny. Panther they secured themselves a bar as well. Duke moving forwards, Lieutenant moving in, and Pack 40 in a bit of an awkward spot there, getting outmaneuvered and caught there. Guessing Spanky was feeling a bit bullish, but might end up getting punished for it instead. There you go, Pack crew wiped, or at least it's within range of Spanky to recruit it and could cover it. Machine gun bunker has gone nowhere there to, I imagine, Donny's great shock, as he's been taught in school that bunkers migrate. Panzer they're pushing back. Lieutenant, we got the Sherman moving forward there. High explosive round ready to send something very highly explosive towards the German infantry. Stug moving in, Panther 4 moving in. At least the Panther 4 moving in there. Needs to be careful, of course, doesn't get caught in his telemine there. The current path, in fact, would take him directly onto it, so a bit risky there, to be honest, bit risky. E6 good to go, and Stug moving in, and it's parked right on top of the telemine. Spanky, Achtung, Achtung, Minen, Scheiße! There we go, the mine goes off and the Stug is down. Ah, scheiße. But there's another telemine there taking down Donny's Sherman. Blood for blood, steel for steel. 300 points left here for Donny. We got an ace EC8 out here for Donny. Great work there for him. But taking heavy damage here into the center once more without a sufficient smoke screen again makes for EC targets here for Spanky's men, except for the mortar crew as they can't even need them to stand still. Another command tank out here for Spanky for the German army. 32 points left. Got the Panther 4 rushing in here, tearing into the rifleman here from Donny from the 2nd Armored Division. Pioneers on support. Damage engine on the Panther 4 here. And we got the EC8 ace rushing forward, but there's packs waiting here, hiding behind every corner. Nice hit there. Panther 4 needs to turn about target here. Panzerjägers are Moving ahead, but it might be too late here. Almost got the Panther 4. There you go. Taking heavy damage. Command tank turning to Johnny. He was the E6 shot, though. Fails against the front arm of the EC8. E6 most likely going to get to the Panther 4 here. There we go. Pop goes that Weasel. We got the Panzerjägers, and the EC8 goes down. Phew. Donny here is falling apart now. His forces are getting destroyed in detail by Spanky's forces. A one hell of a comeback here by Spanky despite a very rough start. And a tier 3 rush that did not turn out to be very functional either. We got anti-tank strike here versus the half-track. Panzerjägers flying in. We got artillery called in response here on the church. Got the enemies from the command tank strafing around there. Takes out the half-track before correct to the Stukas. Shattering the interiors. Guess there's no artillery there, so I'm not so sure what happened there. Might have been actually the Stukas there, support smoke then. Or flares. Machine gun also being taken out the command tank. 12 kills. Donny's forces are being demolished. Machine gun down. He's down to just the lieutenant, 2 rifle squads, and a machine gun. The rest have been destroyed. Sacrificed on the altar of German victory. You know, Heinz, but Vince, you don't have any anti-tank weapons. The Americans almost seem harmless. Yeah, almost. Murders them all, take no prisoners. But I wasn't going to ask anyways. Bit hard to take prisoners in a panzer. It seems like Donny's quite yet to give up. Destroying the machine gun because apparently just have been tainted too much by Americans. It reeks of Mountain Dew. What's that? Something terrible, Jürgen. You must never touch it. Panzer 4, they're gaining veterans 17 kills. None too shabby. And there go another Sherman out here for Donny. A last attempt by the Freedom Express to deliver democracy into the heart of Germany. At least for now. But will it be enough? I mean, the overall sort of state of the Donny's tactics at the moment here would indicate no. Join to the pantry shakes on the Pack 40 here. Smoke screen down, rather too late though once more. Just need some attack around here for the smoke. Both missed there, the Sherman in the smoke. And there you go, command tank finishes the job. And there we go, GG, game over. A loss here for Donny. We're starting out really strong there. But Spanky was able to slowly turn around. They're displaying, I think, overall greater tactical acumen here slowly but surely against Donny. Donny, though, kept relying on brute force, just attacking head on. Not really a lot of attempt to attack other ways. Just, you know, outmaneuver Spanky has to fight when Dawn. Also, I would say inferior, oh, not weak, inferior, but weak use of smoke there at times. Also did not help him out. Rather allowing Spanky to that way just slowly but certainly turn around again here through greater tactical maneuvers. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Share it, spread the wealth of the Propagandacast to everyone. This is Imperial signing off, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.